I didn't turn my light on. That's dumb. Hey guys, welcome to episode 57 of the Knit Now Swatch Later podcast. My name is Courtney. Today is Thursday, May 12th, 2022, and this is a knitting podcast where I talk about all of my knitting, crocheting, sewing, whatever I happen to be getting into in the past couple of weeks. I'm coming to you from Pennsylvania, where I live with my husband and our 2 dogs and 2 cats. So I have quite the packed episode for you guys this time, so I'm gonna just jump right in with a finished object. So these are my Mango Tango Vanilla Afterthought Everything socks. I started these about a year ago, and I finished the tube of the sock a year ago. And then I was just waiting to cut the tube into pieces and add the cuffs and heels and toes. I put that on the back burner for, like I said, a little over a year. Decided to clear off as many of my projects as I can before summer sock camp. So I finished these. Once I actually started cutting and working on them, it took me about 2 days. So that was kind of frustrating, but they're done now, so that's the important part. So these are knit from Pineapple Yarn in the sock set called Mango Tango. I knit these magic loop on a US size 1 2.25 millimeter needle. It's a Chowgu needle, of course, and I think I used a 32-inch circular. Oh, I forgot to mention, you can find me on Instagram as Knit Now Swatch Later and on Ravelry as Pup. You can also find my Etsy shop at whiterosefibercompany.com, and links to my project pages for all of the projects that I talk about will be linked in the show notes down below, as well as any other shops or podcasts that I talk about later on. So moving into works in progress, I have been digging through my long-standing whip pile, and that is what is in here. These are just another pair of vanilla socks. This yarn is, I believe it's Loops and Threads Perfect Pair, and the colorway is Promised Land. These are just plain vanilla socks that I am knitting on my Addi Flexi Flips. This was my car knitting project for quite a while, and then I brought it in the house to measure the foot to see if I was ready to put in the toe, and I never measured the foot, and it just kind of got buried in my office, and I just pulled it out a couple days ago and started knitting on it again. So I've still got like 20 rounds, I think, before I can add in the toe. I have these light bulb stitch markers marking every 10 rows. So yeah, and then I think that this little snowman progress keeper is marking where I was the last time I showed it on the podcast. So I have not made a lot of progress, but I did pull it out of hibernation and I have started working on it again. I think I'm just struggling with this one because the yarn is working up, like the stitches are really small and tight, so to make progress it takes forever. Like I knit like 10 rows last night and I think that was like half an inch, something like that. It's ridiculous. So yeah, we'll see. Those I am trying to work on, but they may end up hitting the frog pond. I have done a lot of frogging in the last couple of days as well, but yeah, we don't need to talk about that. We don't have to go there. So my next work in progress, you guys have seen before, is another pair of vanilla socks. These are what I'm calling my Penn State socks because of the colors. So I believe this is just a Patons yarn, and then I have this gray yarn that I think might be Woolen Vine. I am not sure. But I think that I have the yarn details on my project page on Ravelry. If they're not there, I have no idea because I don't think I have the labels in here. So there is progress on that. Some Chick-fil-A sauce packets that my husband must have put in here at some point. And then here's the other sock that I believe I just need to measure and see where I'm at for the toe. Apparently that is my dilemma because that's what happened with the other pair. And then these kind of just got buried and I haven't worked on them since. So yeah, I still haven't measured the toe on that one, by the way. I just started working on the heel flap for the other one instead of measuring the toe. So maybe someday I will do that. I don't know. And then my last work in progress, I don't think you guys have seen before. This is one of my favorite sweater bags. I cannot think of who made it right this second. And then this is my nurtured sweater that I am working on in, I believe this is Lion Brand Heartland. And the colorway is Crater Lake. But it's just a really pretty like texture. This is a pattern by Andrea Mowry. I love all of her patterns so much. And I'm knitting this on a size, US size 8, 5 millimeter. These are my Chow-Gu shorties. And this pattern is interesting because you cast on the sleeves first. So I don't have a ton of progress on this. I have been working on older whips that I have been discovering around the house or that I am finding on my Ravelry page and going, where the heck is that? I don't even remember casting that on. So hunting down projects and either frogging them or picking them back up. It's been an adventure. But yeah, all of this has been inspired by Summer Sock Camp, which is hosted by Kay, the crazy sock lady. She started a kind of spontaneous make-along, and she's been calling it Clear 'em for Camp 2022. So I have been kind of inspired by that to start working through my whip pile, and that's where we're at right now with those. So I think that's everything for works in progress. So I'm going to move into acquisitions. I do have a couple this week to show you guys, starting with this adorable little, it's called a little, woo, look at the glare on that baby. Okay, so this is Little Crochet Pals by Loops and Threads. I got this at Michael's. I had like a 50% off coupon or something, so it was like $4, and of course it is a pig. I mean, come on. It had to happen. I have seen this a couple of times at the store and put it back. I controlled myself. Probably like 2 or 3 Michael's trips before I finally just broke down and bought it. So I have it now. Am I ever gonna make it? I have no idea. If you guys remember, I bought a pig embroidery hoop project thing quite a while ago because it was so cute, and I gave that to my friend to make for me because I am not going to be doing that. So will this get done? I don't know. Tune in and find out. Okay, so I picked up all of this yarn from my local yarn store, which is Habitat's Wheel. And this was just kind of a celebration of my last procedure. If you guys have been following me for the last year or so, you guys know that we have been going to Akron every couple days, it seems like, for about a year. And last week, 2 weeks ago, was my last procedure, which I have been recovering from that for a while now, so that is why I missed last week's podcast, but I am feeling a little bit better today, so I figured I would just hop on here and do it. But anyways, these were a celebration of never having to go to Akron again. So this is Kelborn Woolens in the colorway Scout. Or no, the yarn base is Scout and the colorway is Moss Heather. There were a couple of other choices, but this was the one that there was enough yarn in stock. I didn't want to wait. This was kind of a I have to have it now kind of thing. So I picked this one because I've been trying to knit more greens. I don't have very much green in my wardrobe, but this like darker color green I think is pretty flattering on me. So yeah, I thought I would give it a try. And I am planning on knitting the Autumn League pullover in this by Tool of Wands. I will put a picture of it up in the corner so you guys can see what that looks like. It is a free pattern on their blog, or you can purchase the pattern on Ravelry. So yeah, I'm really excited about that. But I bought all this yarn and then I decided to be good and try and work on some whips, which is good. You know, I finished the Mango Tango socks, so progress has been made. So I think I'm going to try to finish one more pair of socks before I cast on this sweater, but I am really excited about it. So next up, I am going to be talking about books. In the last I guess it's been 3 weeks since the last episode, I have read Everlost and Everwild, which are both by Neal Shusterman. They are books 1 and 2 of the Skinjacker trilogy. I think I gave them both like 4 stars on Goodreads. They were very good, very interesting, pretty fast-paced, and just I really enjoy Neal Shusterman's books. I feel like every time I come on here, I have just read a Neal Shusterman book and sing his praises. So I will try to keep it short this time. There is one more book in the trilogy I have not read yet, just because I wanted to take a break. Neal Shusterman's series, they're really interesting, but usually the first book of the series is the shortest book of the series. So the first book was like 300 something, the second book was 400 something, so I kind of don't want to, I'm not ready for like a 600 page book right now. So I'm taking a break from that series, but I probably will read the third one sometime soon. After that, I read Jar of Hearts by Jennifer Hillier, and that was really good. I was not expecting it to go the way that it did, but I really enjoyed it. And then I am currently reading 8 Perfect Murders by Peter Swanson, which is also turning out to be very good. I love my mystery / thriller type novels, and this is definitely checking the boxes. Okay, so a little bit of chat. I already kind of talked about my procedures. We're done with those. No more trips to Akron. So that's exciting, but also a little disappointing because of what the procedures were for. But I'm excited to have my life back, and I think it's a good thing. So we're kind of trying to cope with that and move forward, but I think overall it is good that we are done with the procedures. I've also been trying to be a little bit more active on my social media. If you follow me on Instagram, you may have noticed, hopefully you've noticed, but I have been doing a lot more content planning and trying to be a little more on top of and present on social media. So hopefully you guys are following me over on Instagram, and just keep in mind that every like, comment, share makes a huge difference to small business owners like myself over on that platform. So if you have a chance, just, you know, if you see something on an Instagram feed that you like it and share it and comment on it. It's super helpful. And even on YouTube, if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. It helps so much. But yeah, so enough about that. I also started taking a yoga class. I started that last night. I'm taking the class with my sister-in-law, and it's a 75-minute long class, but I think we did okay for our first class. I enjoyed it. I think she enjoyed it, and the facility is offering free yoga classes all week next week. So at the very least, we are gonna try one more time and we're gonna go to the free class next week. But other than that, that's pretty much everything that's been going on recently as far as life things, chat type things go. So I'm gonna move into some shop news. So a lot of new things are coming to the shop. A lot of changes, that is, and I think the biggest change is that I am switching from a ready to ship model to a made to order model. So what that means for you guys is that now there will be one listing on Etsy per print, and then there will be a drop down menu where you can choose what size bag you would like to order. Then once you place your order, I will be making your bag custom from scratch for you. So I am still planning on maintaining my 1 to 3 business day processing time. So honestly, nothing really is going to change for you guys as customers. It's just gonna kind of help with my inventory maintenance and things like that. I'm running out of room in my craft room to store things. And then this way I can also ensure that you guys are actually getting the sizes that you want instead of me making what I think you guys will want and then getting stuck with a bunch of like notions pouches or whatever because you guys only wanted sock pouches in that print. Whatever. So that's kind of the biggest change that is going on right now. We've also had to have a slight price increase because of Etsy raising their processing fees, and they're now charging me a lot more money. So I have tried to minimize the cost that I am passing on to you guys, but unfortunately I couldn't, make it completely painless for everybody. So there is a little bit of a price increase, but I don't think it's that much. So it should be still pretty reasonable in my opinion. But that's the boring stuff. Let's get into the fun stuff. I have 4 new prints coming to the shop this Friday, May 13th. If you are a subscriber to the newsletter, I sent out a newsletter today with a picture of the prints and all the information I just talked about. If you are not signed up for the newsletter and you would like to be, there is a link in the description box down below. I have this floral print that I really like, and I have on the inside these cute bees. I just thought they went together nicely because like flowers and bees and they go together. So yes, this is a medium-sized pouch. All of the bags that I'm going to show you guys right now are the medium that have the handle. This is the only size that has a handle, so keep that in mind. So next up I have these pink tulips. I just thought this print was really pretty. And on the inside I love this blue like trellis type print. So there's that one. This teacup print, which is my favorite. This is actually the bag that I am keeping from this update. I love it so much. And just this blue, it's like a denim blue with white polka dots on the inside. So good this time, you guys. There were so many cute prints that I just had a hard time choosing, so I got them all, which works out for you guys, right? And then I have the long-awaited. I've gotten so many comments, so many messages about this print. So here it is. This is the orange. Crafting Tools is what I named it on the shop. This is the print that you guys have been waiting for. And then on the inside, I just went with a plain cream, light colored. It has I don't think you'll be able to see them, but they're like little stars. It's pretty plain because I thought that there was a lot going on the outside already. I didn't want it to be overwhelming, and then the light color to help see the things at the bottom of your bag. And then as always, there is the Rose Progress Keeper. So yeah, super excited about all of these. I think I already said tomorrow. Watch my Instagram when the post on the White Rose Fiber Company Instagram goes live tomorrow. That's when the shop update is going live. So I think I have it set to post at 3 o'clock. So check tomorrow at 3 if you're interested in purchasing any of those prints. And I think that's pretty much everything that I had to talk about today. So thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, please make sure to like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I try to put out a new episode every 2 weeks. So until next time, happy knitting. Bye.